Well guys, this is a finished product. All but some nice decals to go on yet, but she's still wet from washing her. So I thought today I'd try something different. I'd go from showing you a finished product. Okay, and this is the finished product. It came in about a week ago. I've left it in the shed for a little while, and today I've worked on it all day to get it looking as nice as this. Sorry it's a bit dark, but also starting on the button. Everything working, lights, indicators, brake. Everything all running. So what I've done today is done a compilation, which I'm going to stick together and stick on the end of this one, just to show you what work goes into some bikes that come into my little garage and they end up looking quite nice. This one's only got 2 owners, 27's about 18, 19 on the clock I suppose. Great compression, I did a compression test on it already, and unfortunately it's all black, but can't really see, can you? I sprayed all that. Wheels could do with a little bit of a touch up. The exhaust, only thing to do now, I'm going to touch that one up, and I've got some nice decals to go on it. Persia at the bottom, under the seat white. I bought some black and white ones for this one, red, so you can put white on the blue and so on, rather than black. I think it'll look a lot nicer, and that was earlier. I've bonded it underneath, it's solid now, rather than the tiny little bracket that someone had made up earlier. But it's all solid, probably with a little polish I suppose, but yeah, it's all done. So have a look at this. Hard work today, and this is the finished product. Hi everybody, well it's been a little while since I had a little Peugeot Speedfight in my shed, but here's one today. Right, this one came in like a lot of them, for honest with you. Headlight not working, indicators irregular, not working, electric start not working. Now normally I know that's battery and fuse, if you're going to look at it technically. I mean, it could be the starter motor, but 3 things altogether, generally, I'm saying it's wiring. And this one didn't disappoint. When you come down to where the battery is, right, I don't know if you can see that mess in there, but that is not what you have. This to the battery, and this must be something to do with that LED lighting. The fuse had blown, connected power to it. I noticed there's another red wire somewhere missing that goes to this. So it kick-starts and runs. I knew it wasn't there. So unfortunately this little tiny easy thing seems simple, but you have to start from the very beginning. Seat off, side panels off, belly pan off, front off, the whole lot, and then the black plastics can come off. All that just to see what this nice previous owner has done. And once it's all off, I can see simple wiring and go from there. So I'm going to upload that straight after this one. Second part, Speedfights. Okay, these are great little bikes, you know, kids love these. To be honest with you, I love most 7-plate this is. Needs good clean, not bad panels, a crack there, so I'm going to take these back ones off as well. Now to me Speedfights are ones that, you know, I don't know, I was going to say kids ride, but anyone rides them, but they're sporty little bikes looking. Yeah, they don't necessarily do any faster than the other bikes, but you know, they are sporty little bikes and people like them that way. There's loads of bikes out there that you can do this to. Don't do it. Not alone is there an actually in here somewhere in my box of bits, there's actually a frame you can get to take this off, but can you see what they've done to this? I don't think you can see it very well, unfortunately it's very dark today. They drilled into the rear spoiler. You don't drill into the rear little spoiler, it just, I mean, I'm not trying to make these bikes any better than they are, do you know what I mean, but what did you do that for? A box on the back of a Speedfight. You have a huge underboot here anyway. Why would you put this monstrosity on the back of it? I don't know. Anyway, that's why I'm going to take these off, because I want rid of that. So I'm going to upload in a minute after this one, and I can show you what was wrong with this one. Hi guys, well, as I said, take all the bits off, stack them somewhere, and I said I'd get to the electrics, the only way of doing it. Well, thank God that's gone, and that has to go one place only. Goodbye. So there's not deserve on that, and that's knackered that. So that's a throwaway. LEDs, so last year, darling, do not put them on your bike. I mean, just... Anyway, I've left this for the time being. I'm going to take it off. This wire here was just connected. 2 wires go to this bit here, and then obviously starter pack. And see, yep, I've got electrics and I've got starter. So that's what it was. So yeah, that was reasonably annoying to take everything off, but at least it's down to the bare bits now. I often said take it all apart, you can get to what you need to get to. This headstock's loose as well. I've done a video on headstock. Oh, hang about. Justin Bieber is not allowed in my shed. That's that done. Right, I've shown you how to do this before. Headstock is in here. Okay, loosen the 2 top off and put the bottom one round a bit firmer. Spray it up. You have to take this off. I've done a video, I'm not going to do it again today. But anyway, that's straight. There you go. Getting to all the parts. Keep all them here. Alright. Top tip though today. Just remember, don't yank off the panels. When you've taken bolts off that you can see and it still doesn't come off, think there must be some other bolts. What it is on this bottom panel here, they connect here as well. But also, you can see the tops of it here rather than going underneath. There's 2 nuts, 2 screws to say, that go underneath either side. Same as indicators. There's 2 here, but you've got this one here and another one under here. So today I'm saying that when you undo something and you give it a little tug, it doesn't come out. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to just keep yanking it. Check for one. Now, these bottom ones do have little plug slits that slip in to under here. That's the only 3 they've got, but they connect here and they connect here. So, let's say, get it all out of the way. I've often said that, you know. And I say, get a screwdriver and have a little poke around to a bike you've just got. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, this was starting. Just literally started there, it didn't, but it's been sitting another week in my shed. So I'm going to clean the carburetor, take the spark plug, change that if it needs it, and then strip it whatever I need to, put it all back together, get it running, and put it all back together again. But I don't like that. That's a bit tacky. I have got a whole loom here. I'd rather cut and put the new ones on there rather than changing the whole loom because they're connected in. But that's what it was. One simple little red wire here wasn't connected in, but it blown the fuse. And then blew the fuse, so I was right. I mean, alright, it's not always going to be the fuse or battery problems when your starter don't work, but if you have that common thing where the indicators aren't flashing right, you've got no headlight bulb, and the starter's not working, so you've got no real electrics, it's not the battery. And I always say, what's in the battery while you're working on it? Stick it on charge. Right, I'll do another one. I'll get all this sorted and then get it all back together and show you it running. I've got some nice decals to go on this as well when I'm finished with that one. So it should look alright. And I can't leave that. Look, 4 holes. And he's drilled a horrible thing in there as well. So I'm hoping in my little box of tricks down there, or my garage, that I've got extra bits and then another spoiler for it. It'd be a shame to have to put that and leave that back on there. Anyway, there we go. See you what. Alright guys, I'm not going to do a carburetor one because I've already done one. Alright, I'm just letting you know that I took it off. And again, 8mm, take them off. I've discussed it already, you know, get this out of here as well. Be careful of this. Clean it up, make sure it's not twisted or bent, which this one isn't, but clean it up. This is a lot of dirt and rubbish everywhere, it needs cleaning up. I'm going to wash the air filter out. Here's the carb, took it out, it has been upjetted, only slightly. I use a cheap one for the outside and a good quality one for the inside, that's why I do it. And you spray through them little 3 holes there. Be careful when you're spraying to get the dirt off, it don't go back inside. So give it a good clean, but bung these and then do that with a good quality one. I always worry when you've got little bits of sellotape and gaffer tape over things this had this on the electric start auto choke system here, sorry, auto choke, and I had to take it off just to have a look. Turns out there's actually nothing wrong with it. It was just obviously a little bit of casing had been damaged, so the person decided to tape it up. But it's always worth taking it all off. If that had been split, it would have been a weld, you know, it wouldn't have worked, you'd have wondered why, and I'd have replaced it. But I've checked it out, it is working, so I'm happy with that. Spark plug, took that out, it's just old. See it quite old and dirty, so I've replaced that one already. I'll put all this back on and I'll give it a start. Alright, carb back on. Don't forget this one, okay? Goes in there, you must not forget it. Sometimes just the pipe comes off, this one the whole thing come off. You forget that, you're just going to see your bike because that's your oil. Wife just came in with a cup of tea, always important, and told me it stinks in here. So, I suppose a top tip is when you're petrol and using carburetor cleaners in a confined shed, you should open the door. Because she said it stunk in here, and I suppose my nose is dead now, I didn't smell it. But I believe you can become quite high with this stuff. Or it just kills you, one or the other. So, yeah, ventilate when spraying and messing around with petrol. Don't smoke. Must have cup of tea. Sorted. Right, carburetor back on, plug sorted, put the airbox, I better wash that filter, airbox back on and go again. Right, just a quick one when you work in the shed, remember, prime, you've got to suck this pipe here, which is the bottom one, to prime your carburetor, cup of tea, carburetor, no, and my chickens, and Tourette's. Call it Tourette's now, because it coughs all the time. That's why it does it. And you're making a mess in my shed. No, it wasn't a good idea putting the pot on the floor to get my tools. See? Ooh, right. Right, back to bike. Okay, carburetor cleaned. Showed you that. Air filter, it's just the 3 little screws in there. Wash that, clean out, done it on a video. Spark plug changed. Done the wire, let's see what happens now. Oh, look at that. You must remember to prime the carburetor, that one there. You must remember to prime the carburetor, or you'll just be turning over. And this has got some easy start. We stop there. Haven't used that today. Look at that, happy days. Electric start all done. Now it's the case of putting the panels back on, give it a good clean, and we'll get on with it. Variator. Never believe what people say. I've done the belt myself, blah 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 blah. Check it anyway, it's only a few bolts, gets off, and you can have a look at it. Alright, belt's actually good on this one. I've checked it, I've had all this off already, but I've just put it back on and thought, oh, I should show you. Yeah, it's done. And I'm spraying up the side bit, and I've sprayed the inside of that with some WD to loosen it up. Do not spray that though, leave that dry. You spray it, it starts slipping. So, there we go so far. Except, believe me, because I know I've done it. But yeah, it's always a rule. Anyway, there you go, that's that. I'll put all this back together. And, yes! And then I'll start on the panels, I think. Oh, I've got my stickers anyway. Decals, they're in there. They'll go on the panels once I've cleaned them. I've still got to glue that, get them horrible screws out of there and glue that from underneath and bond it. And, yeah, coming along. Oh yeah, headstock next.